U.S. Army, 1954 through 56. 82nd Airborne, paratroopers. Joe often mentioned about the cold winters that they had in Germany. Apparently it got him ready for the winters here. Staff Sergeant Cleveland Kelly, U.S. Army Air Force, World War II, 1944 through 46, served in the European theater. Paul Jackson, Bataan Death March, 1942, a forcible transfer by the Japanese Army of 7,800 American and Filipino POWs. 12,000 of these were Americans, which resulted in the death of thousands of prisoners, including 5,200 Americans. The 60-mile, 9-day trek to prison camp was characterized by extreme physical abuse and murder, later judged by the Allied Military Commission to be a Japanese war crime. In 1946, General Homa, who was in charge, was tried, convicted, and executed by firing squad for the brutal treatment of the soldiers. Survived the Bantam Death March, but he lost his leg while he was a prisoner of war. His body was interred by Brother Gilder Kelly at Arlington National Cemetery on August 17, 1987. Max Victory, World War II, U.S. Army, tour of duty, Germany. Doug Johnston, Navy Fireman First Class. Ship was the USS Brush. Nickname for this ship was the Mighty Beano, which stood for Beano Liberty, Beano Movie, Beano Good Chow. Served 2 tours in the Navy. Served 2 tours in the National Guard. He was honorably discharged in 1947. Doug Norris, World War II, rank of sergeant. Glenn Robbins, U.S. Navy, First Class. Served July the 19th, 1940 through June the 17th, 1946. He was a boatswain. Served on the USS New Mexico and the YMS 13, a minesweeper. His tours of duty included the Solomon Islands, Marshall Islands, the Gilbert and Hawaiian Islands. He was awarded 5 medals of honor: the Asiatic Pacific Medal, the Victory Medal, the Good Conduct Medal, the American Defense Medal, the American Theater Medal. George Dale Sims, graduated from Auburn University in 1943 with a degree in agronomics. There he served in the Navy ROTC from 1938 through 1943. He entered active duty in the U.S. Navy on January the 1st, 1944. His first permanent rank was ensign. George went to sea in January of 1944. He was attached to the 16th Fleet on the USS PC 1083. This being a subchaser, it cruised from New York Harbor to Guantanamo Bay in Cuba. He was stationed at the Naval Air Station in Charleston, South Carolina. He was sent to Northwestern University in Chicago, North Carolina State University in Raleigh, and also to Miami, New York, and New Orleans for training and engineering. He was released from active duty on June 17, 1946, and from the Naval Reserve duty on October the 15th, 1954, the rank of Lieutenant J.G. After coming home from his tour of duty, he taught GI school. Corporal Raymond Gilder Kelly, U.S. Marine Corps, 1st Marine Division, World War II, 1943 to 1946, 81 millimeter mortarman. He served in the South Pacific Theater, battles on Peleliu and Okinawa. He served in China after the war was over and was stationed at Camp Pendleton, San Diego, California. Paul Nars, World War II, Sergeant, U.S. Army, 2nd Armored Division, 67th Regiment. Enlisted in June the 19th, 1940. Honorably discharged December 1946. He served under General George Patton, often referred to as Old Blood and Guts. His tours of duty included Africa, Sicily, Germany, and Italy. He was awarded 2 Silver Stars and several other medals. J.L. Smothers, World War II, U.S. Army. Tour of duty November the 3rd, 1943 to September the 28th, 1945. Rank was E7 Master Sergeant, heavy machine gunner. While crossing the Rhine River in Cassino, Italy on January the 22nd, 1944, a bomb exploded and J.L. was injured in the hip. He was found after 2 days and nights and hospitalized for 86 days with a cast that covered him from his arms to his knees. After his recovery, J.L. returned to battle. J.L. was awarded the Purple Heart. J.L. was later captured 2 times by German soldiers. During the first capture, he stayed awake for 2 days and nights waiting for the German soldiers to sleep. While the soldiers slept, J.L. took his gun and killed him. The second capture was during a battle, shooting all around. J.L. was being taken to an enemy truck when he dropped down and grabbed his stomach as if he had been shot. The enemy soldiers left him and took cover in the waiting truck, which was heavily armed. While the truck was fleeing, a bomb struck it and all inside were killed. Thomas Spurgeon Rogers, CWTP, U.S. Navy, 20 years of service. He died on December the 7th, 1941, as the USS Arizona was bombed in Pearl Harbor. His father was one of the first pastors at Eldridge Baptist Church. The Arizona retains the right in perpetuity to fly the U.S. flag as if she were on an active commissioned naval vessel. The total casualties of American servicemen and women in the last 70 years, these numbers are staggering. In World War II, 405,399. The Korean War, 53,686. Vietnam, 58,209. Iraq, 4,430. Afghanistan, 1,413. There are still 78,000 unaccounted for Americans from World War II. There are still 8,100 unaccounted for Americans from the Korean War. There are still 1,693 unaccounted for Americans from the Vietnam War. Government officials acknowledge some MIAs will never be found, no matter how thorough the effort.